Okay, Ronnie is really trying to, his grandmother, last time he saw his grandmother said to him, my grandson was a war hero and things of that nature. She didn't have any memory of her grandson that she has now because after her injury and Alzheimer's and everything else. So anyway, Ronnie is determined to find Keisha. He feels like something God told him. He is trying to find Keisha. Okay. Him going to Dre saying, look, I got some information. Let's go find out what's going on. So him and Dre, but before I say him and Dre's adventure, the first thing that we actually see is Dre. She's having a dream. I guess a flashback when she found Keisha's tattoo on her back. Keisha's giving her plenty of attitude. They're gonna tell my mom, and just it just seems like the battle between Keisha and her is like, you're marrying my mom. You're my mom's girlfriend. I don't like you. Just the same teenage angst of anybody whose mother or father is about to marry somebody or is married to somebody else. Stepmom, stepdad, they have issues with them. But she wakes up in this pure sweat and hears the same music playing. She hops up and runs to the room. She runs to the room. She sees her wife in there cleaning up Keisha's room. She's like, what are you doing here? What are you doing in here? Not saying, I just had this dream where I was in Keisha's room battling with her over this tattoo, and you playing the same song that I heard. The tattoo, tattoo rather, will come into play later on in a different scene. Now, the next scene, we have my boys who are looking real older, okay? Like my boys are growing up on me. Okay, Papa's always left that as always. Jake and Kevin stay going at it, okay? But now Kevin has a new woman in his life. Her name is Gemma, a little young queen. I like her. And I don't know if Jake may be worried about this might get away with his friendship. Of course, he keeps calling her the B word. But Jake keeps calling her B word, and Kevin's like, stop calling her that. He calls her a bougie black girl. The black girl got money. She's very intelligent, and she puts Kevin in check, but in a good way. So I do like where they're going with the storyline. And they are working and talking about, Jake's new stepdad, because he's running against a new character we were speaking about in a moment. At the pizza place, there were two guys that came in that saw Keisha's little jar, like, add money. And then these two kids came in and was like, oh, talking about her, calling her all kinds of derogatory names and saying she's some crazy person that already got her already or whatever. Kevin lost it and knocked the dude in the face. But to say all of that, some guy walked up, put money in there and said, stay up, bruh. I don't know why that his character stood out to me. The creepy music even came on. I don't know. Food for thought. Emmit actually calls his dad for something. What his son's supposed to do. His dad's been in his life, so I guess his dad's, I don't know. Anyway, he calls him for some advice for Tiffany. Because they haven't been intimate, like, at all. And they kind of having a little bit of issues. Couple stuff. It's actually normal stuff. He's just, not used to it, honestly, and he's young. So, his dad, who, I don't know why he got advice from his dad, who has like 5, 6 different baby moms and I don't know how many kids. And I think he's about to have a divorce. So, he asked him about what to do. He says, have you done things for her, made her feel good? That was actually some pretty good questions. That fool said, grease her scalp. I'm sorry. Anyway, then the stupid thing he said, well, go through her phone right now. She's probably cheating. Yeah, she's cheating. Then get you a side piece and call it even. What? Emmit even mentioned that they have counseling. So they really are, I think it was court. I thought he said a judge or something. Either way it go, their relationship is growing like an adult relationship. They're raising their son together, and they're trying to make a go at it. I just think he's doing a little more than his dad has ever done. So I think that was the wrong person to go get advice from, in my opinion. Let's get into Tiffany, Emmit's girlfriend now, mother of their son. Okay, when you first saw Tiffany, you kind of maybe got the impression that she was just a thirst trap or whatever, how they say, or just, just somebody that's trying to get Emmit and have a boyfriend, all that. And when mess going on. But you look at her, she's like, this is a boss up, type of female. People might not agree the type of, job that she's in, but this woman is very organized. She has all her greenery set up labels. I mean, I bet it's like, woo, let me be quiet. But anyway, she is doing her thing. When she says she sells it, she's not like sitting at the house with a baggie, bagging it up for people to come by and pick it up and that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? She has it set up where it's like she has a business. So she goes and travels with a little cute bag and whatever, she's making coins. And she's doing this all day, obviously, and probably making some good money. Okay. So she went over to sell at a customer that she normally does, I guess one of her regulars. And the guy that you see playing the character is, I don't know if it's one of the twins' husband. I don't know which one, I can't remember. Anyway, she went to go sell him some greenery. And I already got to feel the way he was kind of looking her up and down, like he wanted her, and she made a comment about being tired, nice couch, because she works a lot. I could take a nap on his couch. She's like, oh, yeah, you can. Let me turn the lights down. And I'm like, okay. And so she wasn't really like getting offended by it. She was smiling. She's a pretty girl. She was doing her thing, having a conversation, And she had made a comment about her working and about her child and about her boyfriend, just making a conversation. I can't remember what she said, but, he was like, are you still, kind of trying to. And then he threw a little shade to me. Oh, yeah, he got that after hours, food thing going over there. And, he's working with that girl. She's bad. And I'm just like, why are you trying to throw salt? Why are you trying to insinuate, trying to make them fight so that what? That is crazy that when you're in a relationship like that trouble can come and temptation can come at you at all sides where you're not even trying, especially this girl is just trying to make money. She's trying to make a coin. If she wanted to be real shady, especially all things that Emmit has done to her in the past, she could have broke him off something. And the dude kept on, oh, you want some good D, call me. I'm like, oh, please. But I just wanted to give a little moment for Tiffany because I thought that was pretty, that scene with her. Yeah, I see you. It took a little talking to for Ronnie to actually get Dre to go with him to go, check on this white dude that he saw come to the vigil, Keisha's vigil last night. So when they went there the first time, okay, and she showed him a picture that Ronnie had took a picture of inside because he had broken inside of the house. Well, the white dude was like, man, y'all tripping. I erased all my my data on my phone and everything. So, my computer kicked Ronnie in the balls and ran off. But when it went back the second time, they was a little bit red this time. Ronnie had him one of them sticks. Okay, one of them sticks that like if they pop you in the leg, gonna take you down. And, yeah. Dre was like, you better tell him. This dude is homeless. He done been out of jail. He ain't scared. You better tell him we need to know. And then the white dude confessed and said, I just wanted to look at her or something like that. I didn't mean to hurt her. And they asked her, where is she? And it was somewhere on the beach. And there they ran off. We get introduced to Rosalind, Doda's wife. When she walked in that office and threw her coat to the side, and the secretary was looking at her, I believe Duda is sleeping with the secretary, because she looked at her up and down like, I'm the wife. She just stood up and opened the door like, Duda, can you explain? She didn't say anything, but her face sure did. And we will talk more about them once we get to the scholarship party, charity, whatever they were doing. To me, I thought they had the children on display. I'll say that, but it was some kind of event. And we'll get to dig into them a little bit more. I love Nina and Kevin, mom and son, obviously. They come into the thing, because he's on a scholarship at his school. And so when they come there, as a mom, like walking there with my son, I did not like it how, I guess the one represents the whole scholarship program or whatever, when she introduced Kevin to the people who pay to keep the scholarship, as she said. I think he made a comment, oh, this could be the next Ben Carson. She was like, the mom, Nina, was like, I hope not. Like, for real? What an insult. He could be whatever he wants. It doesn't have to be a black leader. He's going to be a leader. I don't understand. That was just ridiculous. But anyways, we've already known Gemma. We know her, but the mom has not. So Gemma and the mom is talking, and Kevin's like freaking out. He runs over. They're gelling. This is when Kevin busts his moves on Miss Gemma, and they have a date coming up very, very soon. Now, at the little festivities, Jake and Gemma were standing there in the conversation, hearing these adults talk, and he asked her, is this, because Gemma's dad is there, and they were talking about foundation. I think he asked a question about that, and he grabbed Duda, and he was pretty a trip how he did it, because we grabbed Duda and they were standing there talking to Gemma's dad. He was like, "I want to introduce you to my dad," and even Duda looked at Jake like, "Wow." And so you see Jake changing. He's even helping with politics, even trying to help him out. I don't know. I'm seeing a change in Jake. Maybe it's the influence that this adult has been having on him, but that's what happened in this scene here with them. Now we're in Papa's church, and his dad is preaching, or not about to preach. He said we introduce his longtime friend. I just remember him saying longtime friend. And Camille Hathaway, she's trying to be the mayor, and she's coming at a different way, but coming to church talking to the people. Now, in the beginning, people kind of looking like it was crickets in the room. I know you hear crickets in the background. I didn't do it on purpose. That's just nature doing that right there. Okay? Anyway. So, crickets, right? But she started speaking about how she grew up. She started speaking about what she wants Chicago to be. How it used to be when she was a kid. And people were actually getting into it, what she was saying. And speaking about her opponent, which is Duda. What you say, Duda, Doda, whatever he calls himself these days. Okay? And the kids were right. Her suit do be on point, all right? Because her suit was clean. So was her haircut. So, yeah, that's where we were on this scene at Papa's church. One little thing I want to say at the very end, the church was over. Papa was standing there and saw his dad talking to Camille. And I think Papa said, "Why is she giving you money?" Me and my mom were watching it, and I was saying, well, maybe she had to give him a little something to come in there and talk before his congregation. I mean, he did make a point of saying, normally I do not. A separate church and, stay. I don't know. Just a little side note there. Emmit and Tiffany, they do go to counseling, and it's actually productive. Sometimes in relationship you need to have that. They got to really air out some stuff and say some things. Okay. But what I wanted to get into was, after this scene, we go to the scene where Kevin and Gemma are going to the museum. And I remember seeing the things on the wall, like there was a picture of a mask with holes in it over the face, over the head, showing the slaves. That's what I'm speaking about. And I've seen some stuff, like pictures or whatever. But I need to go to the museum, because I'm watching it for my own entertainment, the Shy, and also the blogger, to let you guys know what's going on. But watching it at that moment, it just, because she was showing different pictures, especially, I've seen a picture before where they have I don't know if it's metal or string between them as they're walking, like animals, stuff around their neck, they can't really actually move. It's powerful. Anyway, I wanted to say that. Gemma, who talked about how she was raised, there was this one little wall where it showed some black entertainers, and Nina Simone was up there, and you see Gemma, she's a beautiful, beautiful brown girl with an afro, and she's speaking about, our complexion, and having influences you see on the wall on TV that looks like you. And my parents also, she said that her dad does that, showed me things like that, you're a beautiful black woman, don't let the dark skin, And there was a little scene where Kevin really wasn't trying to, but encouraging her to speak her voice about, well, he kind of was, but he didn't know she was going to get like, I'm going to do it right now, to say you are not showing, you're downplaying some of the dark complected influences, just whatever. She started going off on the man that's at the museum. I don't know if he was a manager or security. It was just, I was like, go ahead, girl. So he got him a little firecracker, pretty much. To pick up where I left off earlier when I said that Dre and Ronnie kind of beat the crap or do what they did with the white dude that was up, that was there, that Ronnie suspected something wrong. Nina gets the call, and all we see is Nina saying no, and I'm like, oh my God, did they find her? I'm like on the edge of my seat, like freaking out, like, oh my God. So then we see this scene where because first of all, Kevin got a call, he didn't answer, he turned his phone off because he was with Jim on his date, not knowing what's going on, obviously. And so Nina and Dre are there, passing. They see all the police. They see the ambulance. They see people circling around. It's a scene for a disaster. No mother, it's a nightmare as they're walking up. And I'm like, I'm sitting here saying to myself, please, please don't be hurt. Because at first I saw the ambulance and I said, wait a minute, is that a body bag on the inside? I said, oh my God, it's a body bag. I said, please don't be hurt. So they walk up to the beach. And when they walk up to the beach, she almost could, I can't, because you know from afar, it looked like it's a young black girl. It could have been her. It could have been anybody's daughter. And so Dre thinks of, she said, turn her over. Nina's like, what? She said, turn her over. She has a tattoo on her back. Nina's like, no, she doesn't. They turn her over. It's not there. Oh, my God. Wow. The thing about how the beginning of this, how this episode started, with her having a dream, remembering that she found out about her tattoo and didn't tell Nina, to the fact that when they're sitting there smoking the joint at the end of the very last scene, and she's like, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about her tattoo. Her mom is like, I have, bigger things to worry about than her having a tattoo. But it came into question before she walked off and said, oh my God, that's my daughter, to Dre saying, hold up, turn her over, let me see. I know she just got a tattoo. That's my review, guys, of this recent episode of The Chi.